Now that we've defined the team goal, it's time to build a scoreboard. As I've shared with you before, when you show up to a sporting event, just like with sports coaching, you know how to walk into the event and know exactly what the score is, how much time's remaining, etc. So we want to do the same thing with the team goal. It's very important that you set the stage for your team to understand how are they doing, how's it going, how much time is left to achieve the goal. Even though it's pretty obvious, you want to keep this in front of them all the time so they always know what the score is. So we're going to build the scoreboard. So in this lesson, by the end of this lesson, you're going to, based on your team's new goal that you've established, you're going to determine how to keep score. This can get a little tricky, but you want to have some fun with it. So don't overthink it. You just want to build a scoreboard for everybody to see. And you need to help your team understand if they are winning. You don't want to wait till the end of the year, if your goal is a year long, or the end of the quarter, to find out if you won. You need to let your team know every day, are you winning? And then place it not just for your team to see, everyone. Again, because of self-determination theory, we're going to try to build relatedness. And over time, we're going to pull more and more people into the team. We want to set the scoreboard where everybody can see it, everybody can ask questions about it, and everybody can understand, are you winning? Because you're going to find out that they're going to cheer for you guys to win. They want your team to win. They want to be a part of it. So help them. Put the scoreboard out where everybody can participate. So the elements of a scoreboard, typically any scoreboard is going to have a time component. It's going to have the KPIs. In sports, it's the score, the number of timeouts remaining, maybe there's a play clock. Those are things that are on the scoreboard so that everybody knows what's happening in the moment. So you need your KPIs up there based on what your goal is set towards. And then the competition, if it's in the goal. In other words, if you're trying to beat another team or a competitor or something, you need to have their information up there tracking so that you know. So if you think about home and visitor on a regular scoreboard at a sporting event, you know who's got which score because it's a competition to see who wins that particular thing. This is a little bit different in that your goal may not have a direct competitor. You may be just tracking directly against a KPI. So if there is no competitor, don't worry about that. You're just tracking the KPI that you're going against. So are you winning? You need to be able to show your team in real time or as close to real time as is possible, how are they performing? If the competition ended today, did they win? Are they on track? How are they doing? If it's something that they're not able to achieve, like you think of a thermometer in a fundraising event, you can win early by getting to the goal sooner. Your KPI that you're tracking or your goal that you're targeting may not be something you can achieve until the end of the year. It may be something that on average for the year you have to achieve something. That's okay too. You need to say, based on shrinking that down, so if it's June and you're going to December, are you on track at 6 months? And you need to be able to show that on the scoreboard. Your team and everybody around your team needs to be able to look at the scoreboard and instantly know, are you winning? That's very important for your team and for you. So build the scoreboard. I recommend to make this a team event. It needs to be a physical thing if at all possible. If you track, if your team is made up of people outside of a physical location, so you don't just have everybody in an office, let's say you've got multiple offices or people working from home, a virtual scoreboard is fine. Make sure you're showing this virtual scoreboard every team meeting that you have, whether that's sales training, whether that's a Monday morning meeting. Whenever your team gets together, pull out the scoreboard. If that's going to be, if it's virtual. If it's a physical thing, put it out in the open for everybody to see. I've had a lot of fun with this. It can be a good team building. You'll find that salespeople are so creative and they'll come up with really unique ways to build the scoreboard. But I used to just take something that the team could make fun of, that we wouldn't take ourselves too seriously over. But the scoreboard was important, and I would build it. I would take poster board and literally build something with ribbon and glue. It was terrible. It looked like a third grader's art project. But the team rallied behind it because even though it was funny to look at and they made fun of it when it was being made, they ogled that scoreboard the entire year, always trying to achieve more with it. So it doesn't matter what it looks like at the end. You can have something that's professionally printed or professionally done, or you can just get goofy and use macaronis, uncooked macaronis and glue. It does not matter what the scoreboard's made up of. It's a matter of what it represents, and it's keeping score. Is it being kept up to date in real time? Does your team know if they're winning or not? That's what's important about this scoreboard. So get creative and have some fun with it. So pick a location. This needs to be seen every day. I would put it on the back of the wall so that anytime it wasn't facing the sales team, but anytime they would go to the restroom, when they would walk back, they would pass the scoreboard, and they would always stop and look at it. It didn't. I wouldn't even make a big deal about that they were looking at it, but every single time their eyeballs went to the scoreboard. Am I winning? How am I doing? How am I performing? People want to know. They want to know how the team's doing. They want to know how they're doing. We were tracking both individual and team goals on the scoreboard, and it made a big difference. And we also placed it for all to see. If you've got an elevator lobby that's appropriate to house this, put it out there so that all the organization that's involved at your location can see it. Make it something that everybody wants to ask questions and participate in. Build relatedness across multiple areas, not just the sales team. And the sales team wants to be able to step up and perform in the moment. They want to be viewed. They want to be on the field of play with a big crowd. This gives them that opportunity. It is important that you're updating the scoreboard as real time as possible. If you've got a KPI that you can update daily, update it daily. If it's something that can only be updated monthly or quarterly, make sure you're on top of it. As soon as the numbers are closed, get them on there to show where the update is. Let your team know as quickly as possible, are they winning? Imagine if you went to a sporting event and a basketball game, and they waited until the end of the quarter, the end of one of the quarters, to post the score. That'd be very frustrating. You'd be like, well, they made the three, but nobody, they scored a 2-point basket or a 3-point basket or made a free throw, but nobody's updating the scoreboard. You'd be very frustrated by that. So as soon as it's reasonable to update the scoreboard, update the scoreboard. So in conclusion, you need to determine the elements of keeping score for your goal. And you need to let your team know how they know if they're winning. If it's a more complicated scoreboard, let's say you just cannot simplify it down to just something simple like a scoreboard that's at a sporting event. Help them understand. Use green, yellow, and red in your scoring updates. If it's green, they know they're winning. They don't have to look any further. They know it's green and they're doing well. If it's red, they need to work harder. If it's yellow, they know that they're edging close to missing the goal. And on a regular basis, keep it up to date. And again, place it for everyone to see. This is one of your first elements in building relatedness to a crowd bigger than just your team. Allow people in. Don't close your team off to the rest of the organization. In the self-determination theory, relatedness is one of the most important aspects of it, and it really makes a difference in making it a goal about something bigger than just an individual's self. So your action item is to build the scoreboard. I recommend doing this with the team. Let them be involved. If you need to build the first one and then let them be involved in future ones so they can see kind of how it works, that's fine. But you'll find that salespeople are very creative individuals, and they may add some substance to it that you just weren't expecting, and it'll be good substance. And place the scoreboard for everybody to see. Your action item is to follow the directions. I will pull up the scoreboard direction sheet that's down below. This is it, and it will walk you through how to design it, where to place it, how to update it real time, and just give direction around how to get the scoreboard going.